Hey everybody, Nina here. Time to share one of my, the most important things to me. I mean, I will die on this hill over and over and over again, and I think people are getting tired of me saying it. But alt text frickin' matters. And I'm not even just talking about SEO. I'm just talking about for any website ever. Alt text matters. If you don't know what alt text is, it is that text that basically describes a picture. So it's something that is supposed to be used across the web, like even on social media. Do people use it? Not really. But it's so important. For example, here, if you are a sighted person, you can see this stack of pancakes covered in what looks like a caramel syrup with a bunch of fruit on top, definitely some strawberries. You can see the side of the whipped cream side there, the plate. You can see all of the context of this picture. But if you're visually impaired, or if you're a robot like Google, you can't see that. You've no idea what this is. Now, my grandma is blind, and she actually was the one that brought this to my attention. So she was going through my old blog posts, and she was saying, like, oh, it sounds so beautiful. I wish I could see the pictures. And I was like, oh, there's pictures on there. She's like, yes, but I can't see them. And there's no description, so I don't know what they're of. And that's when I realized I needed to do something differently. So I learned about alt text. I probably went down a bit of a rabbit hole, but it was so worth it because honestly, it has improved my site. Not only did it improve rankings, I spent like a month just updating alt text before I really was doing SEO like the actual right way. I was just targeting any easy keyword, even if they had nothing to do with my focus. I still saw ranking increases just from changing this. So alt text matters, guys, and I highly recommend you add it in. In fact, here we have an example of what alt text can look like. We have a picture, and then the alt text is a stack of pancakes covered in syrup and fruit. Now, I'm not going to go into how to add this in WordPress or any of that. That's another video. But I will say that you need to add this, okay? So if you don't know how to, Google how to add it based on whatever theme you have, and then start doing that today. Now, I do a lot of blog audits. I've done over 100 since I founded She Knows SEO. And one thing that has come up consistently, I would say 98% of the time, that's how often, and actually it's probably 100% of the time, but I'm trying to be nice, is that people do not use alt text or they use it incorrectly. So what's worse, not using it or using it incorrectly? Probably using it incorrectly because of the way people do it. So the two things I see most often are empty alt text or images that have alt text, but it's literally just the keyword. It's the keyword stuffed into every single image. So if this was in a post about best brunch in Canada, it would just say best brunch in Canada. Does that describe the picture? No. Is that incredibly annoying to have a screen reader as it reads the piece randomly just go, image, best brunch in Canada, image, over and over and over again for the 20 images you have in that post? Yes. Do I leave pages when my screen reader does that? 100%. It drives me out of my mind. So help people, do it the right way. And remember that Google is a robot, so it's reading that alt text. And just like we say, don't keyword stuff inside of the actual body of the text, don't keyword stuff your alt text. You're actually hurting yourself. So just don't do it, guys. Just don't, okay? Promise me right now. I want you to pinky promise through the screen, pinky promise to this weird witch chicken over here, that you're just not gonna do that, okay? Because it's just not good. Now, empty alt text is also bad, but at least it just tells Google that image is decorative and has no meaning to the piece. I would rather that because it does actually hurt you less to some extent. But don't worry, you don't have to leave your alt text blank anymore, even if you hate doing it or you're just too lazy to spend that extra time. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I've been there. I've 100% been lazy enough that I want to skip this. I skip other stuff instead because my grandma is in her 90s and Russian and a scary lady. I freaking love her, but she will call me and yell at me if I don't do things in a helpful way. So I don't want to get in trouble with my editor Baba. I want to make sure I'm helping her out. And I want you to do the same. I mean, picture my grandma if you want to. Like, she's a lovely lady, and picture her and picture doing this for her, okay? So we're gonna compare two different tools today. We have Alt Text Magic and Alt Text AI. Now, I found Alt Text Magic back when I had randomly decided last year to found my own AI plugin that would do this, that would look at a picture and generate alt text for it because I knew so many people weren't getting it. Did I succeed at that? No, neither of these are mine because I don't know how to code anything. So like, I don't know why I decided I could. I tried to hire developers, it did not go well. In the end, I was like, you know what? Other people are out here making this. Let's see which ones are best that already exist. I don't need to found everything. I can just work with what's already out there. So we have two here, and we're going to compare both of them today. Now, Alt Text Magic is the first one that I tried. I found this one earlier, like I said, and then Alt Text AI I was introduced to by Liz Stapleton of the Blogger Breakthrough Summit. I was on a panel with her, and she told me about this, and I bought it so fast. So Alt Text Magic, they're both plugins, but you can actually try Alt Text Magic for free on their homepage. I'm just going to grab a photo of me and my dog, and here you can see a woman sitting on a rock with her dog. Gives you some alt text. Is it the best in the world? No, but it is alt text. And that is something to note here is that like you're going to need to edit some of this stuff. It just happens. It's just like with ChatGPT or Jasper or whatever, AI is not perfect. So you're going to need to do some work. But here you get an idea of what it can produce. Now I just want to show you guys the pricing really quick. So this one is free for $10 per month. That's the current plan I'm using right now because I was using the like $5 per month one, but I got worried that it was like remembering stuff or something. I don't know. I had this like weird like paranoid moment. So I created a dummy account for us to test this with the free plan. But the one that I actually have is the professional. There's also an agency plan, and then it's just like how many texts it's gonna make. Technically this is per image, not like, I don't know, it's not like Short Pixel or something where you compress one picture and it's 20 credits. It'll just be 1 credit unless you regenerate it. You know what I mean? So like if you're uploading 100 photos a month, then this will be plenty. Then we have Alt Text AI, and so it has 25 credits free, but not per month, just once to try. But then you can get different credit packages. So there's like the bronze for 100 per month, silver for 500, gold for 2,000. And if you buy a yearly one, then it's a little bit cheaper. Or you can just buy like credit packs as you go for like 50 credits here and there. If you're not in travel, that probably makes more sense. In travel, we use a lot, so it might be more beneficial to have the bigger packs, but that is entirely up to you. I'm not going to make your choices for you. Now you can also get Alt Text AI at time of recording on AppSumo. That's where I bought it. I have the tier 1 plan at the moment because I've been using both of these. So like I just don't need the extra 600 per month, but these are one-time purchases. That's one of the benefits of AppSumo is you can buy a lifetime deal essentially is what it's called. And then you get this amount of credits per month over and over and over again. So as long as you use it for a little while, it does pay for itself pretty quickly. But again, it does depend on like how many images you're actually doing and all that stuff. So I'm going to bring you over to my site, She Knows SEO, where I installed both of these. So they work a little bit differently. Now, Alt Text Magic, you can find both of these two conveniently. They're right next to each other on the dashboard, but you can find both of these in the plugin area. And this one, the way it works, if you go to the dashboard, once it loads, my computer hates Loom, you'll be able to see how many you have per month and then like how you can run it. So if I want to run the library updater, it'll take us back to where we just were. And now you can only do this at a library level, which I do find quite frustrating. So you can either override all of your alt text for anything in the media library or only do it for ones that are missing it. Now, interestingly, since most of us do our alt text at the post level, it doesn't carry over to the media library. So you might actually be generating alt text for things that do have alt text already. But you do what you can. So we're going to just start this and I'll show you the results that it gives us. And it's obviously going to cap out because this free plan that I did has 10. So here we can go. Here we go. We can see the images. So it gives us the title of the image and then whatever the alt text is. So if we click on this, we'll actually get to see the image. And so you can see it says 5,729. That's how much I made in 1 month, I believe on, yeah, this is Raptive, in ads. And so its alt text was a $5,729 gift card with the words month to date on it. So it's not a gift card, but I can see how it wouldn't have known that. So I think that is decent. Then we have, here we go. Then we have another one here that is, oops, my battery's dying. We have another one here that's traffic list for the traffic last 30 days is what it says. I think it's not a great alt text. I mean, it doesn't mention the page views or session numbers that are what actually matters, but you can see it can read text. If we come down further, I just want to show a few of them because I do think it's important to see what the actual picture is so you guys can see what the result it gives is. So here we have a tweet with the caption that reads, "I'm not sure what this is." So I think it decided it didn't know. The tweet actually says, "Ended the month with over 114K in revenue from all my blogs." Never in there does it say, "I'm not sure what this is." So you can see that it got confused along the way. And so it does give context. I think the problem is, like, here we have a tweet with a message about Mary Dean. Not correct. The person's name is Larry Dean. Also doesn't give the actual text on the page. So when we run these tools, remember I said you have to edit them. 100% you're going to need to do that. Now I just noticed, and this is a new update because it wasn't doing this recently, but apparently you can update the alt text at this level. I'm not going to be able to because I've run out of credits on this test now, but pretty cool. That being said, it's going to do the exact same thing. So we're still going to have some issues here. And this was my problem with it when I first started using it, is that it can describe very general things. Like the example we had on its, like on the homepage of its, like this, on its homepage, where I inputted that photo of me and my dog, and it just said like girl with dog in front of rock sort of a thing. Yeah, woman sitting on a rock with her dog. That doesn't give a lot of context for this piece. I mean, it doesn't say that I have bright purple hair, doesn't say that it's me, doesn't say that that's my dog, what breed of dog he is, doesn't say where we are or that we're in front of this lake in the mountains. There's just no context given. A woman sitting on a rock with her dog, if we search this phrase on Google, we're gonna get some very, very, very different things. And that's kind of the way I think of it, is like, if it could generate 1,000,004 different results that like are completely different, then probably needs to be more specific. So for example, like, yeah, like these people just have mountains, that person just has like some trees, that one's a close-up. I mean, some of these are a child, I think, not really like someone of age, I guess. I don't know how to say that, but there's different breeds of dogs. There's all sorts of different stuff here. And it's just not very specific. So alt text magic, I've been running for a little while because I did find it first, and I've been trying to figure out ways to get it to work with me a little bit more, but it is quite general. I found it was very much a starting point of like, this is a screenshot of a web page with graphs. What do any of the graphs say? We don't know. Now we're going to do a comparison here with alt text AI. I'm going to pull up this one actually to start first. So if we redo the alt text, here we can see a white card with the word month to date reveals the incredible achievement of making 110K. Notice it doesn't say 110K anywhere in this picture. But what it was doing is it actually pulls from the keyword that you set on the page. So this page is how I made 110K in a month, and that is the keyword that I just shoved into rank math because I didn't know what the other keyword could be. So you can basically have it pull from the rank math or Yoast data, which I do think is much better. However, we can see it didn't include the number here, which I think is important. So neither one did a perfect job by any means. Alt text AI, just like alt text magic, can bulk generate, so you can generate it all here. And you can even include keywords when it does that generation. I don't think that's really super helpful to some extent, just because it does vary per post, you know? And I will try to pick it up per post, but I think it's not as good. I do like that both of them have the option to override existing alt text. Same issue as with alt text magic, where it's going to look at photos that that like may or may not have alt text at the post level. It's all at the media library level for it. And then you could do ones that are only attached to posts. That way you're not doing any that are just like floating in the abyss or something, which I do think is helpful, so you're not wasting credits, but like hopefully you've kept some sort of like tally of your media library. Now if we go to the library, we can just look at any of these photos and see if we need to edit it. So if we hit edit, we can come into it. I need to talk to my VA because these should have titles. But we can see down here that there is a place to update alt text. So I can hit update alt text. A laptop on a desk next to a pair of headphones. Yep, that's true. So kind of rose gold, but because there's no specific post set to go with this, it doesn't know what context to add. And I do think that's a really cool feature here. I mean, I'm so glad that Liz introduced me to this, because I do think it is better than alt text magic at that. And the fact that it can have the context of the SEO keyword, it kind of keyword stuffs, to be honest. Like, it does throw it in to almost every single one on a page when you do this, but it's still pretty helpful. Now, both operate in the same way. When you upload a new photo, it will automatically generate alt text for it unless you turn off that setting at the site setting area on their actual accounts. So if you're uploading like 5 new photos, you should really only have one running. They're definitely not meant for like both to be running like this. It will auto add a keyword to it. Or not, pardon me, not a keyword. It will auto add alt text to it. And then you can edit it. The one gripe that I have is that when you are at the post level, so if we just, make a new post, you cannot edit anything. Oh, I just realized that was for my web story, so it's okay. It doesn't have a title. That's fine. Anyway, sorry. Nina getting distracted. When you want to add a photo here, if I just pick one from my media library like this, if it doesn't have alt text, I can't add alt text here. So to generate the alt text, you have to go to the media library, and then you actually have to go to the picture and edit the image. Not here. Oh my goodness. What is happening today? Sorry. You have to go back to the media library to edit it there. Or when you first upload it, which is more what it wants you to do, is to like have it here, upload an image, put one in. The problem with that is that most of us want to reuse images over and over and over again. And we don't want to have 20 of the same image just for the sake of new alt text. That's why we do it at the post level. And that's what I think is still missing from both of these plugins. Now, between the two, I think the results that we get from alt text AI are better than alt text magic. So I'm going to run it on this one, and we'll see if it picks up on either of these numbers. Don't know if it will. No, it says income report. So it at least recognized that numbers were there. But again, not perfect. I do not think either one of these is perfect. And the frustrating thing is when it generates something, you can't return the output. So if you don't like the output, you've used a credit. And if you try to generate another one, I'll waste a credit for you guys, don't worry. Here you can see it generated another one. It's not necessarily better. Like, it added 2 extra words or something, but it's not really better now. So we really want to make sure, like, it went to, I made 10K in traffic last 30 days. That also is gibberish. That makes no sense. But yeah, I'd have to rewrite this completely. Now, I think both of these do not generate complete alt text to me. Because even like, and yes, I'm challenging it more by doing something that has text on it. If I could, we'll go back to my library and we'll find an image of people. So let's take this one of a person. Oh, and the cool thing with alt text AI too is that you can also generate a title for it as well. So here we have a woman sitting on a bed using a laptop. That's fine. It gives basic context here. But what type of laptop? It doesn't say that she's on her phone. It doesn't say that it's all white stuff around her. It doesn't say that she's a black woman. It doesn't say that she has curly hair. It doesn't say that she's, I think, in sweatpants and a cardigan, but those might actually be work pants. I don't know. It doesn't say if she looks happy, sad, whatever. It doesn't say how it relates to the post. Now, currently, that is because I've realized these are featured images that my one of my freelancers is using for web story featured images. So that's because of the cropping and stuff that it's just whatever. That's a whole other thing. But so it doesn't have a title. It doesn't have a post assigned to it. Still, I think there needs to be more context. So the way that I would write alt text for something like this photo I submitted of my dog and myself would be like Nina and her golden retriever Theo sitting on a rock in front of, and that's I don't remember the name of the lake off the top of my head. I think like Minakawa or something, or Minnewaca in Banff, with very blue water and the Rocky Mountains behind her. Now, if this was for a post about hiking with my dog, I would say, like, while hiking with her dog. If this was for a post about, is Banff dog friendly, then I'd work that in. If I was saying, if this is a bucket list Canada post, I'd say this hike is a bucket list item. Like, you can see how the context changes the alt text for each one. My basic recipe for alt text is first sentence, what's in the picture? Second sentence, why does it matter to where it is in this post? And so if these can't do that, they're really only doing part of the job. Now, again, better than not doing any of the job at all, for sure, but not great. And I definitely think these have room for improvement. In fact, if you go to Alt Text Magic on WordPress, you will see a review I left a few months ago when I was annoyed by it, which I cannot edit. I've tried to, but whatever, I did my best. So yes, these are the two. I'm going to put affiliate links for both below so you can try them for yourself. I think either is a good option. I think neither is perfect. So just be prepared to edit. Be prepared that some will not be great. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this case study.